Is the DMK preparing the pitch for an early election? Announcing a slew of measures increasing allowances for government employees who are an important influence on the electorate, Chief Minister Stalin in the State Assembly also announced the deadline for the committee to examine the old pension scheme will be advanced to this September. Reinstating, remember, that old pension scheme is a key demand of government employees and a poll promise of the DMK in the 2021 elections. The DMK also tabled a bill to establish a Kalaignar Karunanidhi University in memory of the late Chief Minister M. Karunanidhi. And interestingly, the Chief Minister will be the Chancellor of that university. This move comes in the midst of that confrontation over universities between the Raj Bhavan and the state government and the apex court's verdict against the governor's actions. Remember, the NEP protests, the confrontation with the centre over delimitation and Governor Ravi's actions, the victory in the apex court for the state government. It's clear the DMK is trying to set the tone for the 2026 poll campaign. But is the party preparing for an early poll? Remember, Tamil Nadu is scheduled to go to polls with Kerala and West Bengal in April-May 2026. Joining me this evening, A. Saravanan of the DMK. We'll have Kovai Satyan of the AIDMK in a bit. Political observer Sumant C. Raman and a senior journalist R.K. Radhakrishnan. Thanks to all four of you for joining me this evening. It may be a speculative question at the moment, Saravanan, but given the series of events over the past couple of months, is the DMK considering the possibility of an early poll before the opposition regroups itself?
No, I don't think it's a possibility. These things are in the offing, and we have already announced. See, with regard to this earned leave, we already made the announcement. It was stopped by the ADMK government, and now that announcement has been made, and several other things. See, every budget, we have always announced something new, and we were always able to execute that. In that sense, this has happened. I think there is nothing else to suggest that there is going to be another early poll or something. I think this is just speculation. Nothing else other than speculation.
Okay. You're saying it's pure speculation. I agree that it's purely speculative at this point of time. But given the kind of events that we've seen over the last few months, whether it was the NEP face-off, whether it was the campaign on delimitation, there is a sense that the party is building its momentum. Is there a worry that this momentum, it needs to sustain the whole year if it has to go to polls at a scheduled level next April, May?
See, these issues are not about building momentum. These are issues which affect the state of Tamil Nadu. Several things are there which we don't eye them. We don't take up these issues with an eye on the polls. Poll is entirely a different matter altogether. But these are issues for which we have been fighting ever since the party has been formed. So I think there has to be a demarcation between these issues and polls. Everything can't be tied to polls at all. DMK is not only a political party, it is also a social organization which fights for social issues. So in that sense, I don't think these are issues we have raised it now. So whether there is going to be momentum or not, so we are looking at polls. That is not the situation at all. We will face the polls on what we have done, how we have delivered our promises, and there is a pro-incumbency in the state of Tamil Nadu. So we are riding that wave, and we are very confident. Whenever the polls happen, we will sweep them.
Kovai Satyan, Saravanan says that they are very confident irrespective of when a poll comes up, they will face the election. Is the AIADMK falling behind in terms of setting the narrative in Tamil Nadu?
Good evening to you and to my fellow panelists. Everybody in Tamil Nadu knows how DMK makes tall promises and what will be the end results. Starting from the election manifesto, even now, the plethora of announcements trying to please the government officials. The Jatto Geo has been struggling to find the chord with them for last 4 years. There were several protests. And Jai is trying to make some colorful announcements, and it looks like a pleasing exercise. And the other side shows the desperation of MK Stalin trying to put a brave face for the government employees. There is nothing big in this. It will be all on papers. But when it comes to execution, it will be a big zero. Same like their election manifesto. DMK are bag full of lies. And everybody in Tamil Nadu knows it. And they have realized it. Even the 18 lakh government officials, they know that they come with a backdrop light. The announcements are colorful, but when it comes to execution, there will always be a catch. The other side, the simple question is today they say we have earmarked 3,200 crores for the 2% increase in DA, more than the central government employees. A state which is borrowing 1,25,000 crores for every year, would they need to wait for 4 years to earmark 3,200 for government officials? And everybody knows that election is around the corner. And the strong ally is being now formulated on the opposition side. AIDMK and BJP have joined hands, and many more are to join. And knowing that their defeat is imminent, they are desperate and scrambling to set a narrative that this government is for all and it's working for all. Old age pension schemes, which they promise on the manifesto that will increase from 1,000 to 1,500, is not there. Even people who were receiving thousands were curtailed and they were cut down. And what is the big deal in increasing from 500 to 1,000? So it's only on papers. If in reality, if you boil it down, there is nothing.
Scrambling.
Certainly.
Okay, you're saying there is nothing in reality. I will get a response from Saravanan as well, but let me go to the core question that I've raised this evening. Suman C. Raman, there seems to be a sense of setting the narrative as far as both sides are concerned. Do you believe that there is a possibility of an early poll, or we go as scheduled in April, May 2026?
I think that an early poll to me would be unlikely. Now that the AIADMK BJP alliance has already been announced, it makes even less sense. Now, before that announcement, I would have thought yes, they could have gambled and gone for an early poll because the opposition was divided. Now it's very clear that there is going to be a large phalanx of parties which are contesting together against the DMK alliance. So now, I think the way forward would possibly be to try and see whatever SOPs can be given over the next 6 to 7 months should be done before the elections. Elections are, after all, about now close to 10 months away now. But I do not see the possibility, because anyway, to hold it, if at all it has to be held before July, August, because after that the rains will start to come and it's very unlikely that elections can be held then. Also, Veera, I think the one issue is that the government employees had been extremely unhappy. They had actually said, there was one association president or secretary, I don't remember, who actually said, Mr. MK Stalin makes an excellent opposition leader, and we will ensure that he becomes the leader of the opposition after the next election. Now, that was the level of discontent that was going around in the government officers, government staff associations. So, old pension policy was promised, that was not done. A whole lot of promises were broken. And therefore, it became incumbent for the government to offer some SOPs to try and, pacify them. So I don't think that this necessarily means that a midterm election is around the corner.
Absolutely. R.K. Radhakrishnan, would you concur with what Sumant Raman is saying, given the fact that much of this, at least from an observer point of view, seems to be about negating certain key issues that have been left pending and also trying to set a narrative?
Thank you for the opportunity, Veera, and good evening. I didn't hear a word of what Sumant has said, some audio issue. But then, I see it this way. Look, MK Stalin and, of course, every single political party in India which is doing its politics against the BJP will realize from the TRS or BRS experiment that you can, of course, say that you want to go in for early polls. It's up to the Election Commission. And unfortunately, the Election Commission will not oblige you. Election Commission is in no, tearing hurry to oblige any particular political party in India. Let's not say that the Election Commission is taking sides. So it's up to the Election Commission, number one. But the very tempting possibility, on the other hand, is that the BJP-ADMK alliance is still not solidified. Obviously, it is an alliance. It just started, and then there is a new president in the BJP. All of that, it becomes a tempting. And of course, Vijay's party is just taken off, right? I mean, he's just done his first political rally roadshow in Coimbatore the other day. Of course, he did a conference before that. But so all these things actually tempt the DMK to possibly go in for an early election, possibly do a lot of announcements, and try and capture, because they are a solid alliance. They have been tested in 2019, 21, and 24. So there is a possibility that they might consider it. But they will also have in mind the fact that nobody in Delhi wants to possibly try and play favorites in the DMK.
Right. Important point that you're making there. Much is left to the Election Commission on this issue. And remember, there are other two big states, Kerala as well as West Bengal, which are scheduled to go for polls in 2026. Saravanan, irrespective of what you say, Kovai Satyan says the DMK is desperate to set a narrative.
What narrative we are trying to set? Our actions have already set the narrative. See, whatever we have promised, already most of the promises, almost around 95% of the promises have been delivered. And whatever is not yet been fulfilled is because of the fund issue, not because of anything else. And we all know how the union government is playing with the people of Tamil Nadu, with the funds of the state of Tamil Nadu, and the ADMK party does not have the courage to fight, to voice out for the people of Tamil Nadu, for the state of Tamil Nadu. They have gone there and surrendered totally, like how they surrendered the rights of the state of Tamil Nadu when they were in alliance with the BJP. Now they've gone and surrendered because they want to escape from the Enforcement Directorate, the CBI, and the Income Tax Department. That is the only reason for this alliance with the BJP. There is no other motive. See, our leader, Mr. MK Stalin, was asking a very, very pertinent question. He said, okay, you have been in an alliance, you are going to be in an alliance with the BJP, and we have all been against NEET. Why don't you put this NEET as a condition for this alliance? And
Kovai Satyan, respond to what Saravanan is saying. Kovai Satyan, let's get Kovai Satyan's response.
Let him finish his bag full of lies. I am waiting for him to complete with his lies.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead.
What is the lie here? There are no lies.
We run short of time on the show.
There is no ED, right?
We have asked them, do you have the courage to tell the BJP?
1 second, Saravanan, just hold on 1 second. Let Satyan respond. I don't have endless time on this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir. Kovai Satyan.
A sitting minister who goes every Monday to sign for his bail petition, and two of ministers were sacked not because of the will of the Tamil Nadu people and for the welfare of the Tamil Nadu people. Two ministers were sacked because judiciary came hard on MK Stalin's incompetent government. And many more are yet to follow. ED raid is not with AIADMK. It is with Sendil Balaji and team, and followed with other couple of ministers. So DMK always comes with a bag full of lies. Now the convenient lie for Saravanan here is 95% of poll promises were delivered. Ask him to give out the details of the promises that were delivered. We have been asking this for 2 years now. Even the MK Stalin is running helter and skelter, not able to face this question. Our leader asked clearly, how many promises have you fulfilled? Can you narrate it? Can you list it down? It's been 2 years since he asked. It has not come down. Say, tell you what,
seconds.
They are desperate for a narrative because...
Sorry to interrupt you. Let me get Saravanan to respond. 30 seconds to respond to Kovai Satyan.
Yeah. See,
their savior is
30 seconds will not be enough to explain the viewers what we have done. We have done, that's what, almost everything. That's what, all these schemes done by the DMK government is being copied, is being rolled out across the country. The Prime Minister said it's a revenue culture. You are spoiling the economy of this country. But what are they doing? What are all the BJP state governments doing? They are following what the Dravidian model of government
Okay, Saravanan.
Can I ask one question?
Kovai Satyan, is this going to be one of ideology versus anti-incumbency? Very briefly. Yeah, 1 second, Sumant. I'll give you the last word.
Even if they have the guts to conduct elections tomorrow, it will be a washout for DMK. It doesn't matter whether they are preponing the election or it is going to happen in 2026. We are waiting. Even if the announcement were to be made tomorrow, we'll be all the more happy.
All right.
History will repeat. 2011, they lost the status of opposition. That's what is going to happen.
No, I'm intrigued by this 95% poll promises. How difficult is it? The manifesto carried, I think, 500 and odd poll promises. Why not you put out a list of these and what has been delivered? Similarly, 72% of all investment has been converted. Now, where are these numbers coming from? Why can't you put out the data? This government seems to be as allergic to data as the Modi government. They both seem to dislike putting out data in public domain. That is the tragedy. Put out the data and show us how 72% has been converted. 95% of poll promises.
I just pointed one data. Raghav. 9.69% is the GDP of the state of Tamil
They
Nadu,
are.
which is the highest.
Oh my
Don't
God.
mock the state of Tamil Nadu. These people who are mocking the growth of Tamil
Arey,
Nadu are
yaar,
anti-Tamils,
put out the data,
anti-welfare of
boss.
Tamils. These people
Put the
does
list
not
out.
R.K.
want.
Radhakrishnan,
They are not
you
able to
made your,
stomach
all of you
the
have
growth
made your
of this
points. I have
Dravidian
the last
ideology.
20
That
seconds
is the
left.
problem
R.K.
here, Raghav.
Radhakrishnan,
Yeah,
R.K.
the
No,
Radhakrishnan,
there
your
is one
last word on
credible
this
data.
moderation.
there is one more problem with the
Because
DMK
of
itself
revealing that
wanting
data,
to
he
go
was
in
shut
for an
down
early
from the
poll,
ministry.
and
That's the
that is
only valid
that
data
seven of
available
his
now.
ministers are under the lens. There's one case or the other against seven ministers, DA cases, which has been permission to discharge has been denied by the courts. So 7 ministers under scrutiny, 2 ministers who have been raided off late, which is 2000 Velu and Nehru. So that could be another reason why DMK would prefer an early poll.
Okay.
Though again, it is the ECS court, and we all know that. But DMK would definitely prefer an early poll given the circumstances in Tamil Nadu, given the fact that the opposition alliance is still not intact, and given the fact that Vijay still is trying to figure out what his political party is going to be look like and where he will find alliances before an election. So 6 months down the line, if there is going to be an election, I predict that the DMK is going to win it. But then if it is going to be 1 year down, it is going to be anybody's game.
All right. Thanks very much for those thoughts to all four of you for joining us here on the Southern View this evening.